This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
This is Boxing Before Dark.
Boxing.
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 Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Before.
Boxing.
Boxing Before
Dark. This is Boxing
Before Dark.
Oh shit, Boxing Before Dark. We're back, bitches. Shanada, how you doing out there in JP?
I'm good. It's Golden Week this week, so I have to work because my experiment plan didn't give me a time off, but everybody else gets 4 days off.
What's Golden
Madness.
Week for?
It's just that there's randomly 2 holidays together. So actually there's kind of 3. The 29th is Emperor Showa, so I think like 2 emperors ago. It's his birthday, the 29th of April, and then the first weekend in May, the Monday, Tuesday is a holiday.
Okay.
One is Sports Day and one is Green Day. So Sports Day, you go outside and play sports, and Green Day, you go appreciate nature.
Oh.
It's basically a long weekend while the weather's nice, because in the summer it's too hot.
So they don't just play American Idiot over and over on Green Day?
I would love that. I'm gonna blast it in the lab all weekend.
Oh shit. Well, let's get right into it. Fucking
Alright.
Manny Pacquiao is making a comeback versus Mario Barrios.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry, how old is Pacquiao these days? 45?
When was his last fight? Like 6 years ago?
I think, when did he fight Ugas?
I think it was 6 years ago now. 2019?
Yeah.
Before COVID?
Was Ugas before COVID?
Or was it during COVID?
I thought it was after.
I gotta go look it up now.
Yes, I was about to do the same.
2021, you're right. So 4 years ago. Still.
He lost. So
He lost, and a 4-year hiatus, and you get a championship fight? Bullshit.
makes perfect sense.
Bullshit. Mauricio is fucking smoking something. I mean, Manny's a draw. I get that it's about money, but goddamn.
Last time he looked good was 2019. That was his last good fight. And
Yeah, it's been 6 years since a win, and he gets a title fight. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Everybody is like, well, George Foreman came back and did it, but George did it the way you're supposed to.
He went back on the grind and earned his way
Yeah.
up to a title shot.
These guys should not be getting title shots off of losses or coming out of retirements or anything else. It's ridiculous.
Only situation I could see where like coming out of retirement is enough to get a title fight would be if you like Tyson Fury. You retire.
No, those fake retirements.
Yeah, those half-ass.
Yeah.
Like you're only gone for like a year tops.
That's not a real retirement, though. That's just lying in the press and taking a normal hiatus break.
Yeah.
Like 1 year is pretty standard. Well, not standard, but pretty common.
Yeah.
Not fucking 4 years coming off a loss.
Yeah, and I mean everyone talks about the Keith Thurman fight like he won. Yeah, he won, but like everyone acts like it was this massive sweep like he did to Adrian Broner. Like Broner got his ass beat, just pillar to post, but Keith Thurman got knocked down and then otherwise was pretty competitive.
Yeah, I do
Over.
think Manny won that fight.
He did.
Like,
He did.
but it was a close fight for sure.
Yeah, but people act like it wasn't. And then Ugas was that was like the tipping point, because after that Ugas was competitive, but he was clearly showing his age. He was not the same guy he used to be, and he loses. And I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't see this going much better. Well, the only thing is that Barrios isn't all that awesome.
Barrios is the weakest champion for sure.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason Manny's trying this, but Manny's just too old.
Right.
Like, his whole thing was speed. And he's not fast anymore. He's 46 years old.
46.
Like,
God damn.
46. He's a whole decade older than I am. Madness. What was the thing? Somebody sent a screenshot of Reddit, and it was 2 posts. One saying Manny was coming for this title shot, and the post directly under that was 16 years since Manny beats Hatton.
Yeah, sweet juxtaposition.
Fucking ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't official fucking signature of in the no column for this one. I don't want to see it. Don't need Manny Pacquiao back.
No.
Because this is like a no-win situation. You beat Mario Barrios. Congratulations. You've got the easiest belt out of the 3 champions there are. You got the easy one. Or,
now you've got a huge target on your back, and somebody's going to beat the living piss out of you.
Brian Norman or Boots.
Yeah, nobody wants to see Pacquiao versus Boots.
No, I absolutely do not. That's like elder abuse.
This is a Del Boy situation. Like, I like Manny Pacquiao, but I do not want him to win if he does fight.
Yeah, and that's the other part of the no-win situation is he loses to Mario Barrios. I guess it's...
What the fuck?
It can't be that much worse than Ugas, but...
Well, and just imagine you're Mario Barrios. You get to say you beat Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, and you just gotta hope that nobody stops to think about...
what year it is?
Yeah. Because, like, the 16 years since Ricky Hatton, how old was Barrios at the time? 10?
Well, how old is Barrios now?
He
Which
was
one?
13.
He's the Aztec, right?
Yeah, he was 13 years old when...
Manny is 16 years older than Barrios?
He's 29 to 46.
Yeah.
17?
17 years. Barrios could literally be his son, and it would only be slightly scandalous.
Yeah.
Like, as having a kid in grade 12.
Excellent.
Fucking ridiculous. Why are they letting him do this? Why did Nevada clear him? Why did Suleiman allow this to happen? This is boxing corruption at its finest.
This is where I would cue that song that goes, money, 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 money.
Money!
Yep, that's the only reason. It's no other reason. There's no valid reason otherwise.
Well, and, like, he doesn't deserve the shot.
No.
Take everything else out. He just doesn't deserve it right now. Like, somebody is getting screwed out of their chance at the easy belt. Although I guess if they get to fight whoever wins, it's probably still an easy win. But
yeah.
I mean, Barrios isn't going to get any better, and Manny's not going to get any younger. So whoever has the belt after this fight is still going to be the weakest champion.
But Manny Pacquiao in 2025.
Fuck.
What is going on?
Well, on that note, I am opening my holiday beer.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
It was mostly just the worst of times.
Oh, you know who's having a worse time? Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah, I saw they stripped him.
That's unfortunate. Stripped him for what was it you had said?
So they ordered that he fight Xander Zayas, and he is declining that, dropping the belt for the Tim Tszyu rematch.
So Xander's gonna fight someone for a vacant belt, I assume?
Oh yeah, I didn't think to look up who that was.
Yeah, I'm about to.
I don't know. I mean, the Tim Tszyu rematch needs to happen, I guess. But I'm a little worried about Tim Tszyu after seeing his last two performances. He still looks scared. And if Fundora cuts him again, he's going to just mentally implode, I think.
If he gets cut again, he probably will.
But he does deserve his shot at his revenge, because that was not a fair fight, that first one. And I've complained about it at length, but the corner screwed him, the doctor screwed him, everybody screwed him in that fight.
The WBO site isn't working. It's
No,
it's, and maybe it's just me.
Let me check.
WBOboxing.com.
Nope, it just says Teasy in the top corner.
Yep, somebody misspelled test. Because, like, I have it bookmarked.
Or it's one of those weird Gen Alpha bullshit things. Test is too normal. Give it a little teasy. Tessie?
Give it a little Tessie.
Tessie's probably more what they were going for. What weight class is that?
54.
Which is welter?
Super welter.
Super welter.
Or junior middle.
Okay, so WBO is vacant. Zayas is 1. Perez is 2, maybe?
The guy who beat Charles Conwell?
I'm not sure. This seems to be an amalgamation of the rankings that I found. Xander Zayas, next fight.
Boxing Scene has him. Yeah, the guy who just beat not Cordell Booker, Charles Conwell is number 2.
Yeah, Boxing News 24/7, whatever that is, says it's Jorge Perez for the vacant WBO has been ordered.
Yep, makes sense. Tim Tszyu's number 3. How can you not? How is that not a sufficient title defense?
I have no idea.
Because Cordell Booker was the fucking mandatory. What is happening?
They don't want Fundora to have that belt.
No.
Is all it is. It's strictly politics. They don't like Fundora being the champion there.
Whatever Bob orders. The WBO belongs to Top Rank.
They are screwing Fundora on this one, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I agree, Tim Tszyu's ranked high enough. He should count as a defense.
Yeah. I mean, if he's third, according to the Tessie site, he's third.
What more do you want?
Yeah, I don't.
Well,
They
want Fundora out, I guess.
Yeah, because you got to give it to Xander Zayas, who's a top-ranked fighter.
It's not like they aren't going to make money on that Tim Tszyu rematch, too.
probably more than they would with Xander Zayas if Fundora fought him.
I bet you they want Xander to fight for a belt on Puerto Rico weekend in New York.
But then he
When
beats Xander Zayas' ass.
When is the Puerto Rico parade?
I just know it's in June.
Yeah, that's probably what they're doing. They stripped Fundora so that Xander Zayas can fight for a belt in New York on Puerto Rico weekend because he's the only Puerto Rican that's famous right now in boxing.
And he's fighting a Mexican.
People love that shit.
Yeah, people gobble it up. I used to love that rivalry stuff.
It's not much of a rivalry right now.
Not at the moment, but
I bet you that's what it is.
yeah.
It's all so that the Puerto Rico Day Parade fights have a belt on the line.
Just so happens the belt in question is the one that Top Rank always has.
Well, it makes it easier to take it away from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why boxing politics doesn't like Fundora. Like, I know he's probably not the strongest champion. He kind of got lucky with that cut to get the belt and things, but he's a likable kid. He has no major scandals that I know of. He's entertaining. Nobody's ever said that Fundora is a boring fight. Like, people should like him.
Yeah, he's always entertaining. Whether for better or worse. Given his attributes.
That's part of what I mean, though. Like, I don't see any reason for promoters to dislike him. I guess he doesn't shit talk very much. Too much of that, anyways.
He's a polite person.
Yeah, I guess that's too boring for boxing these days.
We need more heels.
Like Ben Whitaker.
Gross. I've taken myself off of the Ben Whitaker train.
I don't like him. I wasn't a huge fan to start with, and after that injury,
the shenanigans.
Big quotes on injury, I fucking hate him now.
Yeah, that's what it was. The fake injury was pretty bad. To my fault, I was like, I can overlook this just to continue propping up the guy who gets everybody all riled up because he dances around a lot.
Yeah, but I don't like that anyways. He was already a heel in my eyes, so.
Yeah, I was willing to overlook the injury thing, but then you're benefiting from another shitty stoppage, and you're acting like you just beat this guy's ass when you fucking didn't.
Well, and he fucking whined and complained about the crowd booing him.
Have you tried not being an asshole? Just an idea.
Yeah, he's not coming back from that fake injury. No chance.
Maybe he can start dancing again.
Well, I hope his ankle's okay.
You never know with those kinds of things.
Could be permanent damage.
Permanent damage. Segue into MJ Akhmadaliev fighting Inoue in September. Agreed in principle, as you put it.
Yeah, so Boxing Scene has a quote from Inoue, or I assume his interpreter. That's the only thing that's written in stone, Inoue said. In terms of my future, the next fight is in September with MJ, but that's as far as it goes in the context of what's under contract. So it sounds like they've signed the contract, the fight's going to happen, and the rumors are it's going to be in September. I don't know where, though.
I imagine that would be in Tokyo. At the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, I don't... MJ is one of the few that's kind of famous, though. They might want Inoue back in the States. I mean, I'd prefer if it's in Tokyo. But...
Yeah. I'm sure the everybody in Japan would prefer it's in Tokyo.
Everybody's still, well, my friends are slight degenerates, so it's also not a good subsection of people to use as the normal. But everybody's waking up early and the bar is opening at 9 a.m. and we're all going to be there at 9 a.m. to watch Inoue in Vegas. So...
Making it work?
Yeah. They did open today at 9 a.m. as well, and tomorrow. So, like, this whole weekend, 9 a.m. at the bar. But I'm not going into Tokyo 3 days in a row. That's too much hassle.
That is a lot.
It's only an hour and a half on the train, but the waking up early and being dressed in a human and, too much.
Did you say being dressed in human?
Yeah, I can be not dressed and hardly awake in my house to watch this stuff.
You could be a gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it's hot out, I hang around in very little clothes in my house all the time.
And if it's boring,
I can have a nap.
you can fall asleep. I wonder what that would be like.
I have fallen asleep at the bar before. One of those Saudi cards, I just put my head down on the bar and had a nap. I asked the guy beside me to wake me up when they did the ring walks.
I think it was a Beevil Better Be if I recall correctly.
Yeah. This is a 6-hour card that started at 1 a.m.
And they decided to take a long-ass break.
Yeah, I had an hour nap and I legit didn't miss anything. Somebody was playing darts beside me and woke me up when they got a bullseye.
Well.
But I am excited for Inoue to finally fight MJ. People will have to shut up about him being a duck. I don't know why they think that Inoue is the one ducking, but I see it on forums all the time.
Yeah, it's the price of success is the goalposts are always going to move. Doesn't matter. He could be fighting MJ now, and there would still be some other guy that he's ducking. Like, I'll say like Picasso or some Sam Goodman or something stupid like that. But there's always someone, or like, he's ducking the guys at 126. Like he's just fighting bums, and he won't move up because he's ducking the real challenges.
The expecting everybody to move up a million weight classes is ridiculous. People didn't do that back in the day. Like Marvin Hagler only fought at one weight class, and nobody complained.
Triple G fought one weight class. Nobody loved him.
Complained. Exactly. Like, I don't understand why everybody thinks, oh, if you're good and you're small, you need to run up 6 weight classes.
How about the 126 guys? If they're so awesome, why don't they move down?
Yeah. I mean, eventually Inoue is gonna meet people that are just too big.
Yeah, I think that's what people want, is they want him to reach, they want to find his ceiling so that they could say, see, he's not that good.
Well, fuck him. He is that good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's ridiculous. Well, his frame's big. He can go up another weight class. His frame is not big, by the way. He is tiny. Oh, well, he walks around at 140, so he should be able to fight up to 135. Like, bullshit.
No.
And also, in these really small weight classes, the height difference becomes a big thing. Like, how tall is Inoue? I think he's only 5'4".
5'4", and even taking out Espinoza, that's just like a.
He's an outlier.
Right, right.
But what are the other guys up at 126? They're all like 5'6", 5'8".
Robisi, I think, is closer in size.
I always spell his name wrong.
5'6".
Okay, 2 inches isn't that bad.
But
actually.
he's also, I think he might be an outlier as well. Because he's kind of small. Brandon Figueroa is 5'9".
That's 5 inches. That's a lot of reach. And his arms are probably longer.
Fulton is 5'6.5".
Oh, they're not as tall as I thought they were.
Yeah.
I guess I can't complain about the height. But still, eventually he's just going to go up against people who are too big.
Angelo Leo's 5'6". Neri is 5'5".
Okay.
Yeah, so they're.
I take it back. The height's not a problem.
Yeah, 126 is doable, but like there's really no need to rush.
I also wonder if Inoue is actually. No, he lists himself as 5'5". I don't think he's 5'5".
I would say it's safe to subtract 1 or 2 with everyone. The reach is listed as like 146 inches. Maybe dial down the exaggeration a little bit.
Yeah. On BoxRec, they have his reach at 171, which is what, 5'8"?
Is
I
that
don't.
in centimeters?
That is in centimeters,
Okay.
yeah. 67.5 inches. That's 5'7.5".
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I think-
Anyways, everybody lies on those things.
Yeah, just like everyone says MJ or Inoue's ducking MJ. Everybody lies about that too. God.
Well, they're gonna have to find a new lie here soon.
I am certain. My money is it's gonna be that he's not moving up. He's ducking the 126 guys.
Oh, 100%. I think you're correct. If he's fighting MJ next, I hope Nakatani's after that, which is what they said, I think. Nakatani in December. In Tokyo. And if that happens, I am buying a ticket.
Oh, good luck with that one.
Or, sure, I'll get one. Maybe not. Maybe I won't.
Positive mental attitude.
Because the first time I tried with the lottery, every time I've tried with the lottery, I have not gotten a ticket. But maybe I can get one of the old boys at the bar to apply for a ticket for me.
That would probably work better.
Because you can order up to 4 when you place your lottery application. So if they don't have their 4 completely stacked out. I also have I have a couple friends I can ask.
So you'll have several options.
Yeah, well, and I'll put their names on my lotteries as well.
Recent cards. Chris.
Boxer first?
Yeah. Fucking Ben Whitaker. But this is the end of Ben Whitaker. At least this is the end of my support of Ben Whitaker. And this is any semblance of a chance of him being a top level guy. It's fucking finished, I think. This is
I was never on the Whitaker train. I don't like his attitude, and that faked injury fucking pissed me off to no end. And Cameron won that first fight, or was winning that first fight,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. So
that's why he faked the injury, so that he can he got the benefit of a shitty decision to call it a technical draw.
Yeah, ridiculous. And this time he gets a Brit stoppage. That was crazy. Like, that was an out of nowhere stoppage.
He was putting it on, but that was definitely way too early.
It was the second round.
Yeah.
Cameron wasn't that hurt.
No, that's what I mean. Is that he had gotten tagged, but he was not stoppage level hurt, nor was he getting hit to that like cleanly that much. So it's should we start calling British stoppages, calling them Brexits?
Yes. Everything about this fight was kind of ass.
Yeah.
I do think Whitaker probably would have won if it kept on. Like, he was looking better than Cameron this fight. But him getting the benefit of the stoppage early, and I'm all for stopping fights before boxers take too much damage, but Cameron wasn't damaged yet.
No, he wasn't.
Like, I don't know. That was set up to Make Whitaker look better than he is, and everybody knows it. And everybody knows that injury was fake too. He got booed on the way in, and then he complained about getting booed. And dude, if you're gonna be an asshole and clown on people, own it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna play the heel, play the heel. But don't whine like a little bitch when people don't like you. Like,
yeah, that's kind of what you were going for, wasn't it? With the dancing stuff, is you were going for rubbing people the wrong way.
See, I think in his head that was coming off as cool and not asshole. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
I don't think he realized he was playing the heel when he was dancing and clowning on Journeyman.
He really thought people were like, wow, I want to be like him.
I do think that's what he thought. I think that's what he was going for. Was, oh man, this guy's so cool and so good that he makes everyone else look stupid. Instead of everybody realizing it's just fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's also a little bitch. He faked an injury to get out of it, and he complained when he got booed.
Fraser Clark gets a quick stoppage over former Dillian White opponent Ebenezer Teta.
I don't know if that's a good
No.
title to have, if that's your claim to fame.
He took Dillian White to 7, and Fraser Clark gets him out in the first round. That's to me, that's
It's making a statement.
It's good. Yeah, it's good for Fraser. That's how you're supposed to do it.
I'm also glad to see that he wasn't scared after having his head broken. Because that injury in the no, wait, am I doing it backwards?
Fabio Wardley was the jaw one was the second one. The first one
right,
was the
okay.
nose flatten.
Yeah. Fraser Clark is mentally very tough. If somebody broke my head like that, I would not get back in the ring and stand there and let people punch me.
Would you perhaps run around the ring a lot? Against a subpar opponent? Perhaps.
I might look like a certain boxer who fought earlier today.
I wonder who would do that.
A little bitch like Shanada.
I don't know if he's a little bitch for it. Sam Eggington gets his fight stopped on a cut. They were in the 8th round, so they went to the cards, and he got the UD. So
no one can call Sam Eggington a little bitch. That
No.
man tanks damage.
yeah,
I'm actually sad to see he's still fighting. I really think his brain is mush. This is another I wish he'd have lost.
yeah, it would be probably to his benefit if he did.
I get him and Cheeseman mixed up. I do though. They're like the same person in my head, and I know one of them has really bad gambling habits. And that's why he comes back to boxing all the time. But I'm not sure if it's Eggington or Cheeseman.
It's Josh confused Cheeseman and Eggington as well when I mentioned them.
They're basically the same person.
It has to be Eggington because Cheeseman hasn't fought since 2021.
Oh, they finally got him to stop. No, but it is Cheeseman I was thinking of. Cheeseman has lost hundreds of thousands through gambling addiction. I don't know why Eggington keeps coming back, but
It's the only thing he knows how to
Actually-
do.
it's not just me, because I typed in Eggington and gambling, and the top hit is Cheeseman lost hundreds of thousands gambling. The whole world confuses these two men.
I gotta see.
They don't particularly even look alike. They're just
No, they
the
don't.
same person.
Yeah, it's just the same person. It doesn't matter that they're they look very different. Eggington's
But
all
their
tattooed.
careers are almost the same. Like, their fighting styles are both terrible for themselves.
Yeah, bad for their health.
Their accents are fucking atrocious.
West Midlands, I don't know. I don't know British accents that well.
I can't copy them, but, like, hard to understand British accent from... I don't know if he's from a small town, but I associate it with rural poor people. Anyways, the boxer card was what it was. It wasn't super exciting, I don't think. Especially not when the main and co-main end so fast.
It was just a matter of seeing like what happened with Whitaker. Was he really messed up or not?
He got bailed out by the politics.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think that answered any questions for me, other than, is Whitaker really a bitch? Yes.
Would it be better if he didn't act like a little bitch afterwards?
Yes, it would be.
Because like I always blame the fighter benefiting from crappy politics when they probably have very little to do with it. I think they don't.
Yeah, but I also generally try not to attack the fighter, but I just don't like Ben Whitaker. His attitude is terrible. His personality is awful. So, any reason I have to dislike him, I'll take it. If a fighter I like benefits from shit like that, I don't say anything.
Consistency.
I have never claimed to be impartial. Not once.
Moving to Eubank Jr. versus Connor Benn. Some fun stuff.
This card kind of sucked,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I liked the Anthony Yard fight. I thought that one was fun.
It was okay.
Liam.
I know I watched the whole thing, but the British fights are literally in the middle of the night for me, and I don't remember anything.
I missed Chris Billum-Smith. Heard he did well. Glanton was competitive, but it was really clear for CBS.
Yes. Yeah, okay. I do remember now that I look at their faces. Yeah, Glanton tried. He was there to give an honest effort. Like, he didn't just shell up or anything. But CBS was just better.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad to see that he isn't broken after that ass kicking.
Oh.
Like, Zerto beat the fuck out of him. He did get a cut in the same-ish spot as he had from the Zerto fight. So I wonder if that's not going to be a problem for him going forward.
What would it look like if he was broken from his previous fight?
I just, some guy...
Lateral movement?
Yeah. Some guys are just scared to get hit.
Yeah. Even when their opponent isn't that good.
Yeah, I have to say Brandon Glanton was not as bad as I thought he would be. Like, I didn't know who he was, but people on the Discord chat while the fights were on, they all knew who he was. But to me, he was just some random American.
Was he American?
You sure? Yeah. He's like from the army or something, isn't he? Or he played football. He played football professionally.
Oh.
And then switched to boxing. But CBS just
better.
Outskilled him. Yeah, just all around better. He looked good. So I am happy about that. I kind of like CBS. He seems like a decent guy.
You know who didn't look very good? It was Liam Smith.
That made me really sad. I like Liam Smith.
Yeah.
He's my favorite of the Smith brothers. But I think he's just getting a little old.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
He's going to go in and he's going to give it a good effort. And this is a hard one because he doesn't look completely washed. He just looks like he's not that good anymore. You know what I mean?
Like Manny Pacquiao and his last outing?
Yeah, exactly. But, like, Liam Smith doesn't take that much damage usually. He's not one of those guys that seems like he's getting screwed over fighting too long. Like, he seems like he's still healthy and everything.
Yeah.
But he also seems like he's not going to do anything spectacular anymore, and I kind of just want him to retire and be happy. But I'm not worried about his health yet, which is usually why I want people to retire.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. You nailed it. Like, he didn't look terrible. It's just obvious that he's showing his age, he's showing the mileage. It's a precarious time, like, because he could keep going, but do you just want to have more outings like this where the margin just gets wider and wider out of your favor?
Yeah, and you just become like not really a journeyman, but kind of like you're a gatekeeper, I guess. And you just become a name that people start putting on their resume. And I don't want Liam Smith to be that guy. But I hadn't seen this McKenna kid before, I don't think. He's kind of surprised me. I thought he looked really good.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times. That was a very... trying to think of how to put it, but it was a really solid performance. A lot better than what I've seen out of him previously. Like, he had shown signs of it, but this was...
He looked good.
Special. Yeah.
Because, like I said, Liam Smith didn't look like shit. He just, wasn't as good. So, I'll have to start watching this Aaron McKenna. I like Irish fighters usually, so...
Is he Irish?
Although, yeah. I guess he lives in the States according to BoxRec, but he's Irish.
Sure, that accent does really well for him.
In LA?
Yeah, in LA.
Hey, did you know that our little bee buddies are having a bit of a tough time recently? They're really important for so much of our food. Without any bees, we're going to have a lot less yummy stuff. The good news is that you can help the bees while also helping us. Support for this episode is from Project Honeybees. Every purchase adopts a queen bee, who will have her own colony if she doesn't already have one, and she'll be kept in a sanctuary in various places around the world. My adopted queen, who I named Queen Spider, she was found in a restaurant trash bin out back, but the name Queen Spider, that's a story for another time. So if you want to be a bee hero, would that be Beero? Check out bees.lvx.be and get a look at all the lovely gift ideas. There's bracelets, necklaces, earrings, a lot of jewelry stuff. Use code LEO33862 at checkout to help keep the bees buzzing. Buzz, buzz, motherfuckers. You ever feel like your online life isn't really yours? Like every email, every single click is being watched and sold to the highest bidder? It's time to take back your privacy with Proton Mail. You don't have to be hiding something to want privacy, and privacy is worth paying for. That's where Proton Mail comes in. No data mining, no targeted ads, no bullshit, just secure, private communication. Proton Mail is more than just email, though. I personally have the Proton Unlimited subscription. This has VPN, secure cloud storage, and encrypted calendars, and this one has saved me so many headaches. A password manager that keeps all your stuff in order. One secure platform, total peace of mind. Go to proton.lvx.be and get 1 month free when you sign up. Support for this episode is from Ramen Bay. Ever have that ramen craving hit hard? You know the feeling. Sometimes you want that rich, savory broth and those perfectly chewy noodles, but you don't have time for all the fuss. Well, say hello to Ramen Bay. They've taken the best ingredients for ramen and freeze-dried them for ultimate convenience and incredible flavor. Imagine, vibrant vegetables, flavorful proteins, and aromatic seasonings, all ready to rehydrate into a bowl of pure satisfaction. No chopping or long simmering, just add hot water and a healthy spritz of Ramen Bay. Because the ingredients are freeze-dried and vacuum sealed, they lock in taste, giving you a quick and easy meal that doesn't compromise on quality or flavor. So, the next time the ramen urge hits, don't forget Ramen Bay. It's your new, not-so-secret ingredient to a delicious, hassle-free situationship anytime. Hit up the Bay for ramen and chill at ramen.lvx.be or use code LVX10 at checkout. Get yourself 10% off every order and help us out a little bit when you do. That's Ramen Bay. ramen.lvx.be.
Chris Eubank versus Connor Benn. I was very surprised.
Me too. In a good way.
Yes. This fight was
Honestly,
not supposed to be this good.
No, it was not. And so far this year, my fight of the year.
Oh, we're coming up on that time.
The half year.
The mid-years.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a couple of those Japanese ones that I can't think of right now that are probably also up there. But recency bias included. This was a fuck of a fight. This was really fun. I really enjoyed it. And I think it is entirely because they picked the right weight for it to be at, to make it a fun fight. I think if you'd have made Eubank weigh in any lower, he would have not been able to do it.
He would have been drained.
Yeah. Well, I just think he didn't make weight. He made the reweigh, but he didn't make weight for the day before. But if you let him, if there had been no rehydration clause, or if the weight had been slightly higher, or all these other things, I think Eubank just kicks the shit out of Connor Benn. He's just bigger. But whoever set this contract picked the perfect conditions for this fight.
Man, he only missed weight by 8 ounces.
Yeah, that's half a pound, right?
Yeah.
Ish. I'm not good at ounces. But, and it cost him like literally $1 million.
$500,000, but yes, it cost him a lot of money. And it was 0.05, not 0.5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood then.
No, I misspoke. It was
But
a very small amount, and he
yeah, and he ended up losing a shit ton of money for it.
Yep.
One interesting thing I saw after on the internet. So the trunks were a recreation of the trunks that their dads wore during their fight. So if you look at old pictures or rewatch the fight, it's on YouTube. They're exact replicas of the shorts that their dads were wearing, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I should have clicked when Ben had Destroyer on the back of his shorts, because that's not his nickname. But I didn't click. I saw it later in a article online. What were your thoughts on the Eubank-Benn fight?
It was entertaining. It was a lot more entertaining than I could have possibly expected. What I hope is that nobody took too much away from it, because like it wasn't that like a high level chess match kind of thing.
No, it was not. It was not the most talented fight I've ever seen.
Yeah, you shouldn't be putting either of these guys on your pound for pound list because of this.
No, and also like this fight realistically shouldn't have been happening. They're nowhere near the same weight.
No, they're not. Yeah, like Ben weighed in 150 something. Like he was a few pounds off.
Yeah, I think he was 157 maybe.
Yeah, 157. That sounds right.
Ugh, Connor Ben spells his name wrong.
What, one N?
Yeah. Well, he took one N out of his first name and put it on his last name. Yeah, Ben weighed in at 156 and a half. And Eubank Jr. is listed at 160, but he missed it by whatever you said, like half an ounce.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like,
anything more for Eubank?
Mm. Oh, there was a rematch clause both ways.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So, rumor is that Ben wants to activate it. I don't know if I need to see it again.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to.
The rematch isn't going to be as good.
No.
Like, this was way better than I expected, and I would like them to just leave it alone. Having it at the football or the soccer stadium there was also kind of cool. Like,
it was packed.
It was packed, and the crowd was in it. The atmosphere was great. If anybody missed it, it's worth going and watching. Even if you know who wins, it's an all-action. Like, they met in the middle of the ring multiple times and just swung, which is what I like. It's not a technical, high-level fight or anything. It's just fucking fun.
Yeah, it's just two dudes beating each other up. And
Ben has a chin.
Yes.
Ben has a fuck of a chin. And Eubank, the weight requirements were hard on Eubank. You can tell. He started a little slow. He got rocked a couple times. And he didn't do real good in those middle rounds. And yeah. Really fun. I think the right guy won. I also just don't like Connor Ben. But people should go watch it.
It was competitive, but it was really clear. Like, the cards came out 8-4, 8-4, and I think one of them was 7-5, and that to me was a lot closer than it should have been.
Yeah, it was clear that Eubank won, I think, but it was still fun.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know how else to describe it. It was just a really fun fight. If you like people monging out, like, this is your jam. And this is why I would much rather watch two mid-level guys who aren't that good fight than some fucking masterclass of technique and skill and all that stuff. But
Shakur Stevenson?
Fucking boring as hell. Just no. But I am also not a high-class person. I like when they degrade into just fist fights. This was a great fight. It was entirely worth me staying up in the middle of the night to watch, and I wasn't 100% sure it was going to be. And I think in Japan it cost me like 2,000 yen, which is $17 American or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally worth it. I will complain that this weekend everywhere else in the world seems to get a bundle on DAZN with the Times Square and Canelo cards.
Yes.
I don't get to bundle them, but they are cheap. So I mean, I think I'm still paying less than everybody else, but there was no double header deal for me.
I think the bundle option was 120.
Yeah, and it's still much cheaper for me buying them both separately, but there was no bundle deal.
Yeah.
I think here they're each about $30.
Yikes. That is how much they cost individually.
Yeah, but you have to remember that they start, like the undercard starts at like 7 a.m.
Oh, right. That part always does escape me.
So like I'm setting alarms and waking up early to watch these fights on my holiday weekend. But worth it. Well, actually the card today was not worth it, but we'll talk
No.
about that next week.
Yeah, that was not. Moving to some stuff coming up. I forgot to get the info on that one. Top rank.
Top rank. Where are we starting?
I'm kind of looking at it.
I don't recognize most of these names.
Giovanni Santillan will be fun to see where he's at.
I do recognize his name.
He's the guy who fought Brian Norman for the title.
Should I know who Angel Beltran is?
I don't think so.
This is a huge side tangent, but do you remember Angel Manfredi?
I remember the name.
Yeah. That's all. So I didn't realize that his last name was Manfredi. I thought his nickname was Angel Man, and his first name was Freddy. And I did not realize this until I rewatched the Arturo Gatti fight on YouTube, because they give you the titles on YouTube. But my entire childhood, I've seen that fight multiple times. I've seen Angel Manfredi fight multiple times. I thought his nickname was Angel Man and his first name was Freddy.
That is a pretty cool name to have.
Still stupid, but yeah.
It is a little silly, yes, but it's all right.
That's like misheard lyrics, I guess. Who did Giovanni fight last time?
If I recall correctly, it was Brian Norman. I don't. Well, let's.
He's had one fight since then that I didn't see, but yes, Brian Norman is the one I was thinking of.
Oh, then you fought Frederick Lawson.
In Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm about to check what card that is. Yeah, I got snubbed. Happens to me a lot.
Dicks. I do not recognize this Angel guy, but his picture isn't very good on BoxRec either.
Angel Man Beltran?
I kind of hope Santillan looks good.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I do like upsets as well. So.
For the interim IBF lightweight title, who's the lightweight champion right now? Lomachenko still?
Can't be, is it?
I think he still is, even though he's a year inactive.
That's ridiculous. Had Lomachenko only been gone a year?
Yeah.
Crazy. Seems way longer than that.
But Ray Murataya versus Zaur Abdullayev. Is Abdullayev?
Yes.
No, he's Armenian.
No. So that's not what I was saying yes to.
Oh.
Vasily Lomachenko is the IBF World Lightweight Champion.
Of course he is.
Ridiculous. This must be, yeah, you said it's for the intro.
Yep.
I like cheering for the guys who are from weird countries. But Murataya should win this, right?
I think so. BoxRec has them at 5th and 6th. In the IBF rankings, they are 4th and 2nd. So evenly matched, I guess. Which is good.
Abdulov is originally Russian as well.
Oh, okay. So
He lives in Armenia now, but he's Russian.
I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cheer for the American on this one, I think. That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate, you call it.
But whoever wins, Lomachenko's retired.
Yeah. It's enough of the games.
Stop holding up the belts. IBF's usually really good about stripping people, too. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I am too. And in the main event, WBO 130 title, Emmanuel Navarrete versus Charlie Suarez.
I love Navarrete.
Yeah.
I think he should win this pretty fast.
Handily.
Yeah, I'll stand by the pretty fast. Actually, I think he's gonna get a knockout.
Yeah. How quickly do you think?
Oh God, Charlie Suarez looks like such a loser on BoxRec. His picture is not nice.
Oh no, that's just unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Oh jeez.
Based on that picture, like round 3.
He looks like he could be a Dragon Ball Z character.
He does. That is a very anime collar in that picture.
Yep.
Yeah. He is from the Philippines, so he's actually probably pretty durable, I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume as well.
I'm gonna say Navarrete in the 8th round. 8th. That's my prediction.
All right. I don't really have one. Nav should win this one, though. That's that much to be as clear. Anything more for Top Rank?
Nah, I think that is a very lopsided card, to be honest.
Yes, it is. The co-main should be fun. Looks like it will be.
Yeah, I just don't know who this Abdulov guy is. I don't think I've seen him before.
I haven't seen him before either, that I can recall.
He beat Jorge Linares in 2022.
Pretty far past his
Yeah, that's the only name I'm really recognizing. The rest of these fights were in other countries against people I don't know.
It's another card. This is a pretty busy weekend, but they're not all that great. Pro Box, just really quick. Erickson Lubin versus Ardriel Holmes. I said it on B-Sides. This is vindication for me, because I've been talking about Ardriel Holmes for months. Drip used to be like, who the fuck is this guy and why are we talking about him? And like, just trust. This guy's he's gonna be like on stuff that you're watching soon.
Well, everybody should be watching Pro Box anyways.
Of course. Pro Box good. Everyone else bad.
I am so pissed off that they're not in the week though anymore. I'm still angry about that.
I don't like it either.
Wednesday night was your thing.
You should keep doing your thing. It was working really well. But that was really it. Erickson Lubin robbed Jesus Ramos, don't forget it. Queensberry, this one will be earlier in the day.
I'm actually excited for the main event on this one. I kind of forgot it was coming up, but it hasn't gotten very much press.
No. There's one guy on the undercard that's worth checking out, Sam Noakes.
Yeah, he was the name I recognized as well.
Yep. If you haven't seen him, check him out. Otherwise, Anthony Kakachi versus Lee Wood.
I always like Lee Wood.
Yeah, he's fun. He's the
comeback king. Like,
I think you're right. He came back against Josh Warrington.
he came back against Lara. He came back against Conlon. That Conlon, like, last second knockout was fucking awesome.
Through the ropes.
In the 12th round when he was losing so badly.
I say it all the time. I don't know why I dislike Michael Conlon so much. I just do.
I actually like Michael Conlon. I was kind of sad about that, but I mean, the worst thing about Lee Wood is his haircut. I fucking hate the broccoli head bullshit.
He does have that.
But
the way he spells his name, I always want to call him Lay.
Oh, I know lots of people that use that as a Lee. I also know an Ashley that spells it like that. Do you have his box rec open?
Yes.
Lee Wood? Look at his alias.
Lethal. Yeah, lethal.
Lethal.
I say this, but I hope he wins. Kakachi is unfortunately a dirty fighter.
Kakachi is super dirty. I don't like Kakachi. But if Lee Wood can handle Warrington's dirtiness, I think he'll be fine. Yeah. I think Warrington's dirtier than Kakachi.
Yes, absolutely. Oof. He was on something recently.
Josh Warrington? Yeah, he fought recently.
I'm trying to remember what it was on. He was down the bill, though.
Yeah, he was really far down. What was the event? It was in his hometown. It was in Sheffield. Dalton Smith card.
That's right. Versus Matthew Germain.
Yeah, he fought right after Padley.
I remember that this was one where, for Dalton Smith, is like, why is this going as long as it is? This should be over by now.
Yeah. But no, I don't like Kakachi. I agree. I think he's quite a dirty fighter. The best thing about Kakachi is his name and his nickname.
Yeah, the nickname is really good.
The Apache Kakachi is pretty catchy. But I hope Lee Wood KOs him. I know Lee Wood's probably the underdog in this one, but
he's a bit on in age and years.
Yeah.
Or mileage, I should say.
He might be getting on in years as well. I don't know how old he is. It is not listed.
Yeah, they do that when they get inactive. They stop tracking their age.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's not a...
It doesn't change.
Right.
And apparently there's a nature preserve called Lee Woods as well.
Imagine being named after a nature preserve. That would
he
be
is
funny.
36.
36.
So he is also getting on in years. Yeah, I thought we were about the same age.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I still want him to knock this asshole out. Who is also 36. So.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm definitely going to tune in for the main event on this one for sure. I think it should be fun. Lee Woods is always pretty entertaining. Although Kakashi is kind of dirty and clinchy and stuff, he might try and slow it down.
I think Lee Wood will box. Same way he did with Lara. Try to bring Kakashi to
Yeah.
him.
And Lee Wood can fight from a distance pretty well, actually.
Yeah, he the second fight with Lara was fucking beautiful. He performed really well. So hopefully he can turn into another one like that. That's it for Queensberry. Last one in Japan on the 11th. You are not going to this one?
I forgot about this one, but I'm gonna try and buy a ticket. I don't think I can do my usual through the fighters website. I'm gonna have to maybe call in a favor. But I'm gonna try and get a ticket. It is in that Ota City, which is just on the other side of Tokyo towards Yokohama, but close to Tokyo. I think it's in Tokyo Province or Prefecture or whatever the fuck they call them here, and not Tokyo City.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in Ota is its own part of the prefecture.
Yeah, I don't think Tokyo is actually a city at all, if my understanding is correct. Tokyo is the province, and then it's just all the cities have gotten so big that they touch each other inside the province. Like, I think if you go back a long time, Shinjuku and Shibuya were two separate towns with a space between, but as they grew, they just touch now, and it's all Tokyo City now.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, kind of like the 5 boroughs in New York probably started out as different towns and then became New York City.
Yeah, now they all pretty much overlap with each other.
Yeah, the Tokyo all overlaps now, but I think Ota was one of the farther out cities that's just in that province.
Headlining this card, Fernando Martinez versus Kazuto Ioka for the WBA super flyweight title.
Yeah, I went to the first fight, and it was really exciting. Ioka lost it, but it was competitive and it was exciting. So I want to see the rematch. I have a feeling it's going to go the same way. I kind of feel like Ioka's just getting a little too old.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started. Like, he's 31, 3-1. That's... Oh, shit, 3-1, 3-1. Cool. He's on in years. How old is he? 35, 36?
He's 36 as well. Everybody's 36, apparently.
Oh, heck. That's pretty...
His style also isn't...
mileage.
Yeah. He gets hit a lot.
The IBF is not on the line this time. It's fucking vacant.
Yeah, they stripped Fernando when he didn't make the last fight, right? When he got sick?
Yes.
The co-main, Hayato Tsutsumi, I've seen him a couple times too. He's fine. He's not that good. He's not that bad. But his little brother debuted on the Times Square card. I didn't realize they were brothers until today.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't want to assume that just because they have the same name, even though it's a bit kind of uncommon.
Yeah. I hadn't realized they were actually brothers, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know who this Jaime Arboleda is. He's from Panama. His nickname is Jaimito. That's so cute.
He fought William Zepeda in 2023. Polanco. Chris Colbert in 2020.
I don't think I've seen him. Maybe I have. But I'm kind of excited for this card, but obviously not that excited because I forgot it was happening. So.
Yeah, I had almost forgotten about it too. Oh, that's all we got though.
Nice.
Let me do the noise thing. There it is. That's where the outro stuff goes. So,
parting words?
Yeah, we're heading into... This will be coming out on Cinco de Drinko.
Nice.
And heading into May 10th weekend.
So I am a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I know everybody can send in their hate mail. But the Leafs made it to the second round of the playoffs. They knocked out the Senators in, I think it was 6 games. I'm excited. Round 2. Here we come.
Fun.
It's really hard to follow hockey in Japan. The time's not good for me and nobody cares, but I've been trying to follow a little bit. And this week is also Golden Week in Japan, which is just their long holiday when the weather's nice. So happy Golden Week.
Happy Golden Week. All right. That is it for this edition of Boxing Before Dark. This is the After Dark edition for me.
I'm still before dark. So.
All right. We'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Welcome to the fucking show. All right, just a quick blurb, just so you could get back to what you were doing. Why would a boxing fan, let's assume they're like a purist or some shit, why would they want to watch MMA? Why would they want to listen to an MMA show?
I'm going to come at this from sort of like a primal level. So I will admit there are like some very like unique and like stark differences between MMA and boxing. And it seems like one of the main things that keeps boxing fans away from MMA is the grappling aspect. And yes, sometimes it can be, you know, a lay and pray type of fight, and it can get old. But man, like, it's just instinctual. Man, some of these people, the way they fight in MMA is just brutal. And I feel like that's what it comes down to when it comes to being a combat fan, a combat sports fan. I mean, we started just recently Mauricio Rufy versus Bobby Green, a spinning back fit or spinning a wheel kick. Man, they went viral, and it's something that everyone can appreciate, even boxing fans. I know if you have a few friends that are boxing fans, who I sent them that clip. I mean, and they were amazed, and that, you know, they one even told me that they wish they would have seen it live, because seeing that type of stuff live just elicits like a euphoric feeling that, you know, you can't get. I mean, it happens in boxing too. Whenever you see like an amazing fight, but I just gotta say, like, in MMA, you get those type of fights as well, just in a different type. It's different, but sort of the same. It's sort of weird how I describe it, but it's different but the same. It comes down to that same like carnal or primal instinct of just like fights.
Yeah, I always think like the easiest transition that I always recommend, I say this all the time on Ultimate Fucking Casuals, is if you're not too keen on the grappling, Muay Thai and kickboxing are exactly where you want to start. Like, you start working in the kicks, the elbows, the knees, that's all that stuff, and you can come to learn to appreciate grappling. I never thought I would, and here I am.
Yeah, like I said, some of it is very boring. Like some of the grappling, it depends on the fighters, but sometimes, man,
There's
these,
boring
like,
boxing
scrambles that you
fights
do in the
all the
ground.
time.
Yeah, no, you're true. I mean, or you're right. But man, some of these grapplers, man, these scrambles that they do, it is like pretty crazy just to see it. Like, rolling around the floor. I mean, you can see the stuff that they're doing in between in the scrambles. I mean, it's sort of crazy. Flipping someone over, the trips. I mean, it can be fun. But yeah, you're right. The easiest transition is definitely start out with Muay Thai, kickboxing, and slowly work your way into MMA. And this is the thing about the Ultimate fucking Casuals. We will let you know which fights are gonna be good. Which ones, if you're not too in tune with the grappling, we can get maybe a little tag or a little asterisk on certain fights saying like this is a boxing purist type of fight.
Yeah.
You can watch this and enjoy this. Like, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we always try. Like, I came into this, the whole show was started with me. I didn't know shit about MMA. I'd never really seen an MMA fight in its entirety in my entire life. And I came into this with nothing. And yeah, that's where we're at now, is like, we're talking, like, I make sure, I go out of my way to bring up Muay Thai and bring up kickboxing so that people know, like, this is for boxing fans to know, this is where you can start. All right, well,
Yeah.
that was about it. I really appreciate your time. Thanks, Isaac, for jumping on real quick.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Just to get right into it, Nathan, you and I both tried the Strikeman dry fire system. What did you like about it? Let's get, or no, scratch that. What did you dislike about? I have the 380 ACP and I have the 6.5 Creedmoor. What did you test out and what did you dislike, just to start off?
So I got the 223 5.56 caliber system, and really my only complaints really just came from the platform I was using. So my 5.56 is a AR-15 platform, semi-automatic. Just in that context, little tough to use because it requires the trigger to be reset before every.
So it's pulling the
like, you
charging
don't actually
handle
have
every time, right?
Right, you're not relying on the gunpowder resetting your or recycling around, so you have to rack that thing back and let the bolt fly. But that being said, there's plenty of other different types of systems that use 5.56. You don't have to use
AR style.
that semi-auto system. Yeah, we're in that context when you have a big old bolt like that. Where, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Maybe chop that up. But in that context, it was a little tough to use. I think this is a system that's much more oriented towards either a bolt action or a pistol style, where you could just rack the slide, reset the trigger, and then you're ready to go.
Yeah, I had a similar experience on the 6.5 Creedmoor. I have a bolt action, so you don't have to go through the full range of motion to get it reset, but you do still have to pop the bolt and then put it back down to get the trigger reset. But as you were alluding to, the pistol version, I have my 380 is a single action, double action, so I don't have to rack the slide, but I do still have to pull down the hammer a little bit to get it to fire off.
Gotcha.
What about the app?
But I mean,
What did you think about that?
I thought the app was really cool. The setup was very easy. It took less than 5 minutes to get the whole stand and phone configured. I do really like a lot of the gamified features that are kind of put in there. So there's like some different challenges, and you can get on kind of leaderboards and do matches with people. And I think that's just really cool because, you know, when it comes to getting better at shooting, one of the best ways to do that is learning how to shoot under pressure. And so having something that's very low stakes like this, you know, it's going to force you to be accurate, but it's going to do so in a way where it's making you, you know, you're not just doing it repetitively at a range. You're trying to almost beat yourself or beat a friend. And that competition, you know, that raising of the stakes is going to help you become a calmer shot over time, I think. I really enjoy that aspect of the app.
Yeah, that's something I've heard discussed, like when it comes to pressure shooting, is your max effective range, cut that in half, and that's about what you're looking at shooting under pressure. So if you're practicing with friends, makes it a lot easier than I don't know, we'll call it a zombie apocalypse. You know, when you don't have walkers coming down your face, that's a whole lot easier to just play around with friends.
And also, you're doing it without spending any money on ammo. Like,
oh, boy.
Obviously, we've all just happened to the stock market these last few days, and ammo could become significantly more expensive. But now with the Strikeman laser firearm training system, you don't have to spend oodles of money on ammo. Just you can take your time in the comfort of your own home and practice all you want.
Man, that was actually kind of tough, like moving it back. I started off at, what was it, like 10 feet, and then I moved it back to 20. And even that, just that little bit was still, it's like, man, I thought I was good, but I apparently need a lot more practice. But good to find out here.
I think being on that timer too really shows, like, oh wow, this is kind of the gap in skill that I need to work on. You know, there might be, and it's also different ranges. This is similar to like archery or long range shooting, really. But like, you could be really good at 100 yards, but you go out to like 125 or an odd number, and all of a sudden you're messed up.
Oh, right.
And so this is, you know, being able to very quickly just change the ranges that you're shooting at, just in your home, in your backyard, whatever. Like, that's a really, really helpful skill you can hone with the system.
Oof. Yeah. Well, overall, I would call this a 4 out of 5 buy. Like, it really depends on what it is that you're trying to do, or what you're trying to practice with. I can't speak to any of the other calibers, but if it's like a handgun caliber, I always say, if you can get a single double, get a single double, but I know that's not useful for everyone. Nonetheless, it should still help to increase your max effective range, like under pressure, right? Like I said, cut your original in half.
Yeah, and I agree with that recommendation. I think any kind of pistol caliber, I think, is really well suited to this system. I think if you're going to do rifle, I think bolt action is probably going to be your best bet. But yeah, definitely concur with your assessment on its usefulness as a pistol training tool, which I think is, if you look at, I think that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, I think so
when
too.
they were marketing this. So I think they did well there.
I think they have shotgun gauges as well. Like, that's kind of wild. Not what I would have expected for like a dry fire kind of training thing, but hey.
Oh, that sounds like it would actually work, because you'd just be for a pump action.
Yeah, you just pump it, right? Yeah, that's right.
So.
All right. Well, Nate, thanks for jumping on real quick. Just wanted to get a little bit on the Strikeman. Give us money.
Yes, sir.
If you want to get yourself hooked up with a Strikeman dry fire practice system, go to strikeman.lvx.be. You'll get yourself 15% off while helping us out a little bit in the process.